Hey, Dustin, Hockensmith here with your Pittsburgh Steelers Blitz going into Week 3 of the 2018 season. Steelers 0-1-1 coming off a 42-37 loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. That's a game where they give up 6 touchdown passes to Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Not a pretty day on the field, not a pretty week off the field as well. You know about Le'Veon Bell, the running back who has been holding out. There's no end in sight to that holdout. He was spotted after that loss to Kansas City on a jet ski in Miami. So that's where things are at with him. Antonio Brown had a little sideline riff in that game against Kansas City. Also reportedly did not show up for work on Monday. There are some things to kind of calm down there with their top receiver. All in all, it's dicey on the field. It's dicey off the field. Their defense needs some work. They need to bring this thing together. And all the talking points so far going into Week 3 are about incidents off the field and not on the field. We'll see what Mike Tomlin can do to rally his troops for this game. All right, I mentioned that Mike Tomlin trying to rally the troops for Week 3. Could be easier said than done to get one of the hottest teams in football, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2-0, have beaten 2 playoff teams so far. The Saints in Week 1, the Super Bowl champion Eagles in Week 2. A red-hot offense led by Ryan Fitzpatrick. 8 touchdown passes, another one on the ground through 2 starts. This is supposed to be Jameis Winston's final game of a 3-game suspension. There's some real talk here that Ryan Fitzpatrick will maintain that starting job moving forward. They've got some big play ability, and that was something that the Steelers couldn't really keep under wraps against Kansas City. You look at this Bucs offense with weapons everywhere. Fitzpatrick is finding them. Mike Evans on the outside. Deshaun Jackson having an unbelievable start out of the slot, a big-time deep threat. Chris Godwin, the Penn State second-year player, is off to a good start with 2 touchdowns in 2 games. There's a lot of field to cover here for the Steelers defense. We'll see if they are up to the task going into Week 3. So as far as matchups go, we will start right there with that Steelers secondary. Can they shore things up and keep the big play under wraps? It's something the Bucs have done extremely well so far. They've got guys with big-time catch radiuses. They've got a weapon in Deshaun Jackson who's got elite speed. They're going to put pressure on you everywhere. We'll see if the Steelers' defensive backs come to play in this one. The Steelers' passing game, you mentioned Antonio Brown being unhappy with the way things are going. Can he put that behind him and play his best football, make a connection with Ben Roethlisberger, even if that might mean sometimes taking a backseat to a guy like Juju Smith-Schuster? How Brown comes back from all this turmoil will be an impact on this game as well. And can the Steelers get James Conner on track? A big Week 1. He had to go away a little quietly as they got into a shootout in Week 2. I think there's no secret here. The Steelers would like to establish the ground game with James Conner, get him back over that 100-yard threshold. If they do that, they've got a good chance of winning this game. So what else do the Steelers have to do to beat Tampa Bay and get their season back on track? PennLive beat reporter Jacob Klinger joins us to share his matchup and his prediction.
8 days after getting torn apart by Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, the Steelers defense is facing the only quarterback in the NFL who has more passing yards than Ben Roethlisberger this season. All of this in a week when Antonio Brown has tweeted at a former Steelers PR assistant that he wanted traded away from the team, and Brown did not show up to Monday's meetings and film review. Now, Steelers players and coaches alike have downplayed the seriousness of Brown tweeting as much. Myself here at PennLive will do the same. However, I do think this is a particularly difficult task for a team that's not necessarily well suited to face it in Week 3 of the 2018 season. That being said, I do think the Steelers will play up to the stage that is Monday Night Football against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and beat them 37-28.
All right, thank you, Jacob. And from my end, it's really hard to bet even fake money on this Steelers team with so much going on off the field. Can they get back to playing focused football? The Bucs have been hot in the meantime. I'm going to take Tampa Bay to win this one. I got it at 28-27. We'll see what happens there on Monday Night Football. And we'll see you next time right here on your Pittsburgh Steelers Blitz.